段是我在出发去西雅图前一天录的，我是在 Expedia 上面订的车子，但是因为我之前有遇过就是假日车子没了的状况，所以我就想到现场确认我到底有没有租到车。隔天出发当天没想到就是还是遇到问题，因为你不只是要有国际驾照，你还要有台湾的汽车驾照，所以我那时候就发现我台湾汽车驾照放在 homestay， 然后这样来来回回差不多浪费了1-2个多小时。
Back up. You got your passport? What's the plan today?
Travel.
Travel where, ma'am?
2 day.
Where you going?
西雅图.
Okay, you going to Seattle for 2 days.
Yes.
When's the last time you came to the U.S.?
No, I never.
First time?
Yes.
Okay. Since it's your first time, you need what we call an admission stamp, an I-94. All right, so
Okay.
you see that red triangle? Press that for me.
This.
Down. That red triangle right there. Right there. This one.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you're gonna go straight. They're gonna give you an I-94. Then you'll be able to come in the U.S. for 6 months.
Okay.
Here you go.
This here.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Go through here, take a left, and then follow the cones all the way down.
Okay.我现在一个人前往西雅图的路上，然后我的网络就这样断了，因为还没有到西雅图，所以网络收不到讯号。但是加拿大的网络也没有办法用，然后我刚才就下车求助这2个人。
A few moments later.
加拿大居民，羡慕。
还好，
那你会不会觉得温哥华很贵？
很贵啊！我是在存钱买房，然后我发现温哥华在维多利亚，至少要150万到200万，就是
加币
大概基本。我是
所以要3600
我搭车过来，至少在温哥华。
好拼哦！
对啊，可是他觉得他在这里工时没有那么长，反而比较好。
真假的？
我们是就时间是 flexible，就是弹性，然后几乎都4点前就下班。 然后或者是事情做完，中午就会下班。
他说他在台湾都要苦命到6、7点，然后
就是
差太多了吧？
我们之前要去公司，然后发现老板大家要2、3点就走，然后都不用管老板在不在什么。在台湾我的印象就是老板不走，我不常上。
而且他在这里就可以就直接在家工作，
好爽哦！
其实是疫情之后。
那你觉得这边的薪资跟台湾的差别？就是因为这边相对来说消费，
对啊，
就是，但还是存的比台湾多，
比台湾多，
比台湾多很多，
都很多。还好，最多就是
Check in.
Okay. Can I get your IDs, please?
ID.
Yeah.
这给他。
This.
Yeah. I need everybody's. Everyone.
Everyone.
From everybody.
We already check in. She's late to check in.
We
already checked. Yeah.
So, okay, are you guys? You're already checked in. You said.
Huh?
You're already checked in.
Yeah, already.
Is she on your reservation, or is she?
No. We separate.
You have your own reservation.
Just me.
Okay. She's not on your reservation.
No.
No. Okay.
我想确认我们有没有同一间房。
We want to check we are the same room.
224.
Okay, but I check in, but I'm not car.
Okay, so you're not checked in. Is what you're saying.
I'm checked.
If you don't have stuff, then I would say you're not checked in.
Okay.
So let's just,
okay.
It looks like you're in 220.
220.
She's in 224.
Oh, but we message the hotel say we want to stay. So it's can to send.
I don't think so. Let me check.
Okay, thank you.
A few moments later.
Yeah, I can get both in there.
Thank you very much.
Can you please finish
Thank
that?
Okay.
We'll do 224 then
Okay.
C.
Thank you.
And then I guess I can check you in now.
Okay. Thank
24B.
you. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, go.
太美了！我终于来西雅图了，千辛万苦。
超美的，你看那里。
还有人在弹钢琴哎，太酷了吧！
是弹出来。
对啊，是真的有人在弹。
对。其实蛮好。
这里可以东西都可以用吗
Make sure to。
不，是别人的。这是洗澡跟怎么看起来脏脏的？这是厕所吗？
这个我怎么觉得这个比较好？
比较
干净。我们等下来这里就好。
好。
虽然这个没有那个，但我
要讲说为什么我会一个人去西雅图，因为那时候我朋友台湾同学他是很早就已经规划要去西雅图了，然后到要出发的前几个礼拜，我才知道哦，原来他要去西雅图，他就是想要找人跟他一起去。对，可是因为如果你在出发前几个礼拜才订巴士的票，真的是超贵，那个价差真的差很多，我真的是买不下去。所以我后来就觉得，既然我都要在西雅图租车，那我就干脆直接从温哥华租车，然后开去西雅图。然后那时候我也想说，应该不会那么惨吧，应该不会只有我一个人吧。结果最后没有半个人可以陪我去，我就只好硬着头皮，自己一个人开车去西雅图。要带护照啦，过海关的美国签证，这个很重要。如果你要开车的话，可能就是带汽车驾照。订巴士跟办美国签证的网址，我都会放在影片下方。